Hi everyone, I'm Hannah as always. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we are doing some yoga for sleep. So a short and gentle practice designed to help you unwind at the end of the day and hopefully encourage you to have a really well rested good night's sleep. So we're going to begin seated, and as always, if you would like to sit up on something to elevate your hips, to make your sitting upright posture more comfortable, then please feel free. Yoga blocks, pillows, cushions, rolled up towels, anything at all that you have around the house will do the job. So choosing whichever position you'd like to begin in, it can be cross-legged, it can be sitting on the knees. If sitting upright isn't comfortable, then of course feel free to lie down instead. But as we take a moment just to adjust, we might close the eyes. And if we prefer, the eyes may stay open, but with a soft gaze. And we'll just check in, we'll just tune in with the present moment, how we're feeling right now. So just acknowledging the mood that we're in. Maybe if there are any strong emotions that are present. Bringing our attention to the breath and not changing the breath. Just observing the natural breath, whatever the breath is doing. And taking a few moments to really observe how the body feels. So how does the physical body feel in this moment? Are there any sore spots, tight areas? Are there any areas that feel particularly good and stretched and comfortable? And trying our best to withhold judgment of anything that we observe in these first few moments of our practice. Just accepting whatever we find, whatever state we're in, within breath, body and mind. And as you finish, just taking a look around the body and gently guide your awareness to your breath once again. And if you'd like to, you may even like to bring one hand or maybe even both hands onto the belly. I'm just going to start taking some slightly deeper breaths now. So inhaling through the nose, trying to fill the belly with air. So feeling the belly expand into the hand. Gentle exhale through the mouth. And just letting go. And one more breath like that, breathing into the belly. Gentle breath out through the mouth. And we'll take one last deep inhale, breath into the belly. Belly expands. And this time an exhale through the nose, the mouth stays slightly closed. And take a few more breaths like this, in and out through the nose. And just mindfully trying to encourage the breath to reach down into the base of the belly. As we take our next couple of rounds of breath like this, just bring your attention back to your posture. Notice if you're sitting tall, if you feel grounded down through the sitting bones. Notice if the shoulders are relaxed and the muscles in the face are soft. Notice if the jaw is clenching, if we can release the muscles around the jaw and neck and face. And we're going to finish the last breath that we're on, just mindful breathing in and out of the abdomen. And if you have the hand or hands on the belly, you can gently bring them back to your legs, your knees, your lap, wherever the hands may be placed. And if the eyes are closed in your own time, you can just carefully blink the eyes open. No rush, as always, working at your own pace. Beautiful. So coming back to just finding ourselves in a comfortable seat. And then hopefully a little bit more awareness of the breath. Let's take our next inhale breath and we're just sweeping the arms out and up overhead. And we're just gently breathing in, lifting the arms up. Maybe looking up if that feels nice. And as we exhale, we're just bringing the arms back down. Ideally timing this movement with the breath. In and out through the nose. 2 more times. Inhaling, take the arms up, lengthen through the spine, press down through the sitting bones. Exhaling, press the arms away. Maybe growing and lengthening the spine a little bit more. Once more, breathing in, take the arms up. Breathing out, drawing the arms down. Beautiful. Keeping the legs either crossed if they're already crossed, or if you're sitting in a different upright position, cross the legs now. It doesn't matter which leg's in front, and just walk the hands forward. So we're just coming into a bit of a seated forward fold with crossed legs. It doesn't matter how far forwards you move into this. You can drop the head and chest if that feels good, or if it feels better, you might choose to keep the spine lengthened, having a little bit more activeness through the spine. So you choose what feels most needed for your body. But wherever you are, imagine the spine is gently lengthening in two directions. And see if you can allow those sitting bones and that tailbone to feel heavy, as if you're being anchored down in towards the earth. Beautiful. Finishing the breath that you're on, because we're mindfully breathing throughout this practice. Always bringing the mind back to the breath. Let's change the cross of the legs over. Opposite leg comes in front. And then we're simply doing the same thing. The hands come forwards, and we're just gently easing ourselves as far forwards as we need to go. And this may not be very far for some of us. For some of us, it may be lying all the way down. We're just checking in with where you are at today, where your body is at, where your mind is at, where your breath is at. And then when you get to the place that feels enough for you today, come back to your breath. And observe the inhale and exhale, feeling the expansion in the belly with each breath in. Beautiful. Let's take one more round of breath here. And taking our time, just slowly walking those hands in to come back into our upright position. No rush getting there as always. Sitting just for a few more moments. I'm going to encourage you to bring your chin down towards your chest when you're ready, just allowing the head to hang heavy. And we're just taking a few slow rotations of the neck. So we're going to begin by rolling our right ear towards our right shoulder. And we're just going halfway today. So as you roll that right ear towards the right shoulder, maybe pause here for a moment, soften the left shoulder, and really just enjoy and feel that stretch through that left side of the neck. Maybe the top of the left shoulder might be feeling something quite intense and strong here. So be gentle with yourself. Make sure that you're feeling something and you're feeling enough. But if something feels too much, then ease off, back off just enough, so you can really be in the moment. And then slowly, when you're ready to, the breath is just coming in and out. Just let the breath flow at its own pace. And just rolling that head through center, letting the head be as heavy as possible. And this time bringing that left ear towards the left shoulder. And again, take a few breaths here. Let that head hang. Let that right shoulder soften. Maybe visualizing the breath actually reaching that right side of the neck or the top of the shoulder if you do feel a sense of tightness there. Let's do that one more time each side. It's a little bit quicker this time. So just letting the breath flow in and out, rolling that head down, chin through center. Right ear to right shoulder. Softening the left shoulder. Beautiful. And then one last time, rolling that chin through center. Left ear to left shoulder. Beautiful. Last time, bring the chin back down towards the chest, pausing there in center. Let that head really hang heavy. And then inhale, bring the head back up, chin parallel to the ground. Take a moment here, lengthen through the spine. Maybe roll the shoulders back. Feels needed. Let the chest open. Engage the lower abdominal muscles, the belly button and top of the pubic bone pull in towards each other so we can track that lower abdominal area to support the muscles in our lower back. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out through the nose. And everything settle. Beautiful. Let's come into our all fours position. So mindfully adjusting yourself wherever you are on your mat, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Spread the fingers, press down through the base knuckles of the hands. Find that sense of length through the spine. And make sure your weight is as evenly placed as possible between hands and lower legs. As we take our next breath in, we're going to round out through the back, coming into our cat pose. And as we breathe out, we're going to let the belly soften, coming into that cow stretch. Now, this is, for a lot of us, probably the opposite breathing to what we're used to. Okay, so as you inhale, hug the abdominal muscles in, round out through the back. And just observe if this feels different. Notice what happens in the mind. Does the mind automatically tell you, oh, this is different. This isn't what I usually do. Go back to doing what I normally would do, moving through this cat and cow sequence. See if you can be entirely present when you connect to what you're doing, even if it seems a little bit strange, a little bit foreign. Often when we are winding down at the end of the day for sleep, if we've had a particularly busy or stressful day, our mind can tend to run away from us, become very, very loud, very, very busy. Sometimes what is really needed and really helpful is just allowing the mind to be present. So taking away all of those distractions, those thoughts, and just trying to be present in what we're doing in the current moment. So finishing the round that you're on, there's no rush getting there. We're hopefully finishing with a cow stretch where that belly is relaxed, head looking forwards or up, slight arch through the back, and we're just coming back into that neutral flat back position, pausing here for a moment, bringing our awareness down to our hands, our lower legs, maybe a little bit of micro bend in the elbow. Notice that the elbows have started to lock while we're on our all fours. And then bring the big toes together, widen the knees, come back to a child's pose for a moment. If bending the knees at this angle is not suitable, then just modify this. Maybe don't go all the way back. You can use a pillow or a cushion or a rolled up towel between the ankles and the lower legs, or the upper legs I should say. So find a place or a position that you can just rest for a moment. Coming to the breath. Beautiful. Slowly taking your time. Just bringing those hands forwards, coming back up into that all fours position. As you take a few breaths here, I'm going to invite you to tuck your toes under. Ground down through the base knuckles of the hands. Maybe slide the hands a tiny bit further forwards. Adjusting the knees in if they're slightly wide. And taking a deep breath. As we take our exhale, we're going to bend the elbows back behind us. I'm going to lower our chest and chin down towards the ground. So we're coming down into our Ashtanga Namaskar posture. So 8 points of contact. Chin, chest, 2 hands, 2 knees, and 2 toes or balls at the feet. Taking a couple of breaths here. Beautiful. And when you're ready, pressing down through the hands, you can either slide the legs back one at a time. Be very mindful as you come out of this, or you can pull yourself forwards, or a combination of both. And then just finding a low cobra here. Hands can press down, keeping the back of the neck long. And again, taking a couple of breaths here. Slow, steady movements with awareness of the breath. Exhaling when you're ready, lower all the way down, tuck the toes, engage those lower abdominal muscles, and without arching the back, press your way back up into all fours. We're going to take one downward facing dog in our practice, so grounding down through the hands. When you're ready, start to lift the hips. Maybe you walk through the feet for a moment. Feet can be about hip width, maybe slightly wider shoulder width. Just pedal out through the feet here, sitting bones high, lower abdominal muscles engaged, breath full. Beautiful work, guys. Gently bring the knees down when you're ready. And just transitioning, you can just sit the hips back to the heels, cross the legs underneath, or swing them out to the side to come into a sitting position on your mat. Legs out in front, coming into our Dandasana posture or our staff pose. And so if the hamstrings are very tight, you may prefer to have a slight bend in the knees. You might like to sit your hips up on something, your block, your bolster, your cushion, whatever you need to do to sit up tall and comfortably. Okay, all 4 corners of the feet pressing forwards. Take a moment here, just reconnect with the breath. Beautiful, and then reach the arms in front. If possible, take the arms all the way up towards the sky. Biceps in line with ears. If this feels too much, bring the arms as far forward as you need to maintain that beautiful, long, lengthened alignment of the spine. And then slowly reaching the fingertips forwards, trying to keep the chest open. So we're thinking about the belly button wanting to reach up and over the thighs towards the knees. It's not going to get there, but imagine that's what it's trying to do. And that will help you to keep that lovely length through the lower spine. Gently bring the hands or the fingertips down to the legs or the floor. The head can relax and soften if that feels nice for the neck. Or if you prefer, you can keep the length of the neck, the back of the neck, spine in alignment. Take a few breaths here, so we're breathing into the backs of the legs. We're not looking for anything too strong in this posture today. So see if you can make sure that you feel something, but it's quite gentle. So we want to be able to really focus on the breath. And we want to see if we can feel the expansion and contraction of the belly as we breathe in and out. And ideally, we want to be able to stay in control of the breath so that our breathing is quite even. And if you're not sure if your breath is even, you might like to count. So as you breathe in, just keep count inside your own head. Whatever number you count up to as you get to the very end of your inhale, or the very top of your inhale breath. As you breathe out, see if you can try to count out to that same number. Taking one more breath where we are, making sure that we're still lengthening through that lower back. So even though we're being quite soft and we're hopefully being quite gentle in this posture, we're still bringing in an element of activeness. Okay, so when you're ready to, there's no rush, just walk the hands up, roll up through the spine. Beautiful. And we're going to take the legs apart now, so depending which way you're facing on your mat, you may like to actually shift side on. That's wherever you have space for, wherever it is that you are practicing today. Doesn't matter how wide we take our legs. What's more important is that, again, we can sit up tall, keeping that alignment through the spine. And if you need a bend in the knees, that's fine. You might like to place something under the knees for support as well. Okay, so once you get comfortable, all four corners of the feet pressing forwards, growing up tall through the spine. Take the arms forwards, and ideally all the way up towards the roof. Lengthening tall, shoulders soft, and remembering to hug in those lower abdominal muscles. So just check that we're not lengthening so much we actually pop the chest open and arch through the lower back. We want to make sure we hug the lower abdominal muscles in so we support our lower back. Okay, let's take our right arm down towards our right leg, just wherever it comes to reach naturally. Ground down through both sitting bones, so the sitting bones are really anchored, and then lengthen through those left fingertips and through the crown of the head, and just slide that hand as far down the leg as it wants to go. So again, what we're looking for is a gentle stretch here. Okay, so it doesn't matter how far you go. You can look down if that feels good for the neck. You can look side on. You might even look up if that feels nice. We want to feel something, but we want to feel only enough that we can still stay in control of our breath. We can keep our mind and our awareness just rotating throughout the body, so we're checking in with how things are feeling. Are we still lengthening? Are we still grounding down through our sitting bones, making sure we're not clenching anywhere? Are we still breathing? Beautiful work, guys. Okay, taking our time, let's slowly come up through center. No rush. Take the arm off, let's move to the other side. Left hand comes down to the left leg, ground down through those sitting bones. Grow a little taller, and then slide that left hand down, just as far as you need to. Making sure that those sitting bones stay anchored. We keep lengthening, we keep breathing. The breath reaches the belly. Taking just one more breath here. No rush. But when you finish your breath, slowly begin to press down through the sitting bones as you lengthen all the way up. Take both arms up. Taking one last breath in as we lengthen tall. And breathing out, bring the arms down. You might like to use the hands to help draw the legs together. And we're going to bring ourselves down onto our back. So again, just transitioning on your mat, moving slowly, moving gently, and carefully and slowly, using the hands to help you roll all the way down. As we roll down, we're just going to hug those knees in towards the chest, and we'll just gently rock or massage the back, the lower back, and the sacrum and the hips onto the ground. It's going to feel really nice, especially if we've had a long day and we've been not moving around very much. We've been quite stationary, so just massaging out any sore areas. Okay, beautiful. So let's keep holding the right knee in towards the chest. We're just going to lengthen that left leg down to the ground, and we're going to bring this right leg across the body into a gentle twist. So just take yourself into this as far as you need. Okay, you can open that right arm out from the shoulder. You might turn your head over the right shoulder. You might just keep the head centered. I'm just taking a few breaths here. Again, we're looking for that gentle stretch, that gentle sensation. We feel something is definitely happening, but it's not too much. It's not really strong. It's not overwhelming. We're aware of it, and we're also aware of our breath. Beautiful. Very, very slowly come back through center. Let's change sides. Release the right leg down. Draw that left leg in. And then again, just hugging that left leg over to the right side. Maybe opening that left arm out. Oh, this hair clip I've got in is really getting in the way of me lying down. So if you have something in your hair as well, move it out of the way so you can be comfortable for the few moments that we're here. And so your mind can use all of its energy and attention on paying attention to the things that are really important, the things that we really want to be present with, like the sensations in the body and our breath. Beautiful, guys. Slowly coming back into center. And we're going to lengthen both legs down long, preparing for our Shavasana, our final relaxation. Just allowing the feet, if you are on a yoga mat, take your feet out to around the bottom corners of the mat, or if you have more space, you can take them wider. And let the palms lie face upwards, a little bit away from the body. Either closing the eyes or just letting the gaze soften. And just letting the breath return to its natural pace, whatever that is in this moment. So we're not controlling the breath anymore. Let the breath be natural. Let the body itself soften and relax. And just observe whatever is coming up in the mind. If possible, without judgment, without expectation. Just being in our present moment with, hopefully, 100% acceptance. Very slowly, maybe allow the breath to deepen ever so slightly, or maybe just let the fingers and the toes gently squeeze in and stretch out. When you're ready to take the arms up overhead and just have a long, gentle stretch out through the body. Bringing the knees in your own time. There's no rush. We're going to roll onto one side. You might like to keep the eyes closed if they're already shut, or just keep the gaze soft. And if you're rolling onto your side, maybe just take a moment to pause on your side. You can make a little pillow with the arms. Just allowing yourself to adjust slowly. And take a couple of breaths on your side, and then just slowly press your way up into a sitting position. And you can sit in any position at all. We're just sitting for the last few moments of our practice. But do choose a place to sit that you can sit up tall, head over shoulders, shoulders over hips, sitting bones anchored, and then crown of the head feeling as though it's lifted up towards the sky. Just check in with ourselves here as we come to close our practice, noticing the breath, noticing the physical body, the sensations that are arising, how the body feels. And also noticing just what's happening inside the mind, the speed of our thoughts, the mood that we're in, not looking for anything to feel or be experiencing in particular, just seeing what's there and accepting that. If you'd like to, you're welcome to join me by bringing the palms together at the heart center into Anjali Mudra. And closing our practice with one last breath, inhaling through the nose, gentle exhale through the mouth. Letting your eyes open when you're ready. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful night's sleep, and I look forward to seeing you